As I said, I'm a fellow for the NASA Develop program. So you're probably expecting this is going to be all about beautiful remote sensing images. And I know we love that, but I'm going to mix it up today. I want to talk more about beautiful science as a perspective and how we look at our relationship with science. I want you all to think back to a moment where you saw science as beautiful. I know we all have that moment because we all ended up here. Take a moment and think what you were doing, what you were feeling at that time. Were you playing around with blocks, testing out different structural designs? Or was it the first time you saw a butterfly emerge from its cocoon? For me, I'm a total nerd. So is those word problems that you got in 3rd grade that you could solve with matrices. You know the one. James plays basketball. Jack doesn't play football. Who plays volleyball? I was hooked then and there on the scientific method. And that is where my relationship with science started. And to me, that was the most beautiful moment and set me down my path. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, there comes a time when we don't see science as beautiful, where we feel maybe we're a little left out or a little behind. That happened to me in grad school. I was looking at a thin section that looks a lot like this. I was blowing through my master's, year and a half, 2 months left. And I was so stressed. What if I mislabeled a quartz as a K feldspar? The worst thing that could happen in my life right then. And I just sat there and I felt so left out and like I didn't belong in the field of science. However, since then, I've realized I do belong. I found a community that I'm part of. I just needed to reconnect with that person I was when I was 9 years old, when science was exciting. Failure was part of the process, and anything that we could dream was possible through the diligent application of it. So what did I do? I committed to changing my relationship with science. I knew it was still there in my heart, and I needed to just reconnect. So I tried 4 different things in the last 2 years that have really made a difference in my career. The first thing was I found a job where I didn't have to hide what I don't know. I came into the NASA Develop program, 0 remote sensing experience, no clue how to do modeling. So the perfectionist in me, the introvert, I'd start raising my hand, giving it all away to people, that I wasn't 100% sure how it all came together. My background in statistics was not that of a PhD, and I really had no clue what ungulates were. But as I gave it away, people gave it back to me, and I became that person. The person that could talk to a full room and tell them, you can solve these problems, and this is what you can use to do it. And I could answer their questions confidently because I've already looked at that. The next thing I did was I stopped comparisons, or I cut down on them dramatically. Too many times someone publishes a paper, there must be a better writer than me. They've taken one more class, I must know nothing. However, we're all on this path, and the differences that we bring to it gives us that range to solve these problems. We can't all be the same and bring the same things to problem solving, otherwise we're not going to get there. The next thing I did was I committed to my weaknesses. I'll be honest, technical writing is very difficult for me. It feels like there's some rules that I just didn't know that I had to follow, and I was always kind of stuck on where I went next. So I decided to jump into my insecurities, taking every opportunity to combat them. Oh, we're trying to publish a paper? I'll write that. You need help editing? You can count on me, I'll be there. And there's something I learned from that. I learned that I can overcome my insecurities. Just like the sun rises over the earth every day, we get a new chance to attack it. Even if you don't do it the first time, you're gonna get another chance. And that was really comforting to me. I've seen such growth since I realized that. The last thing is, failure in the lab does not mean I'm a failure. Coming to terms with that allowed me to get space between who I am, the science I do, and enjoy other parts of science that I don't get to interact with on a daily basis. That allows me to bring creativity back to the problems I'm trying to solve. And getting that space has allowed me to work with other people and get farther than I ever would have got alone. So I know it's really hard to be where we are right now and have that kid-like joy, that wonder, seeing science as something so beautiful. But if we work on our perspective, give ourselves a little bit of space, I think those moments are going to come more often, and we can share them with each other and see science as beautiful again. Thank you.